Welcome to Caged Fury 2015 at the Courttime Sports Center, Elizabeth, Pennsylvania. I'm Joe Dombrowski alongside Jay Worthington Farnsworth.
Ladies and gentlemen, our opening contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is a tag team attraction for the IWC Tag Team Championship. Introducing first the challengers, accompanied by Ginger and the Wild Child Lee Ryans. At a total combined weight of 312 gigawatts, Corey, Futuristic, and Chest Flexor, the sexy, talented dudes, also known as the STDs.
Jay Worth, it's the most unpredictable time of the year. We have two cage matches, and we are amped up because War Games is back and a big-time extreme steel cage IWC title match.
I am absolutely baffled and a wee bit confused, but we'll get through this, Joe. Don't worry. I got you.
Well, you're always a little bit out of sorts when there's STDs on the premises. Chest Flexor, Corey Futuristic, accompanied by Ginger and Lee Ryans, their first tag title opportunity since they lost the tag titles at the end of 2014. They feel the STDs do. Jock takes Castle to the bars with him.
Yeah, everyone needs a wingman and a DD.
All right. Well, they've been great partners in the ring. They only teamed together one time before winning the IWC Tag Team titles, and certainly not many teams in the past can lay claim to that.
Well, very true, but you know, when the machine parts click together, you make the engine run.
I'm not sure what the parts come together to form other than a successful tag team.
They come together to form Bearded for Your Pleasure, Joe. Duh.
As if the answer was just that simple. As you see the IWC tag titles displayed by referee Bobby Williams.
Love it.
Chest Flexor. Starting out with Castle, it looks like. Keep in mind, Ginger and the Wild Child, Lee Ryans at ringside, and you can never take your eyes off of them.
Why do you say that?
Because you can't trust them.
I don't know about that. I think you're being a bit presumptuous.
Ginger dates Chest Flexor. You telling me she's got a high moral compass?
Absolutely.
Have you seen some of the females that Lee Ryans has been with?
I certainly have.
Kidding me?
Did he show you the pictures?
Oh my God, no. Don't want to see that ever again.
I didn't know you could do that with a garden hose.
Flexor, tentative, moving in on Castle. STDs waited 8 months for their tag title rematch. The titles were declared vacant at the end of 2014 after controversial defense and wound up away from the STDs as part of that infamous reset button.
Well, you want to talk about controversial? Castle just pulled Chest Flexor's hair, according to Chest.
Yeah, according to Chest. Let's throw in that asterisk.
Oh, whose hair? Who would know better?
I don't think Castle's that kind of guy. Flexor down with a knee.
Well, maybe he should be.
STDs have been waiting 8 months for this rematch. How does that alter their strategy, if at all?
It's giving them more time to do homework, so to speak. Problem is, right now they're wrestling 2 large sequoias. So not a lot of give to that.
Nice way of putting it. And Flexor walked right into that sequoia.
Flexor's trying to body slam that sequoia and having about as much success as if he were trying to body slam an actual sequoia.
Castle's about 350 pounds. Let's
Yep.
point that out. He is one of the largest men in recent memory in the IWC roster. And I don't think Castle fully understands or appreciates his own strength. Effortlessly lifts chest flex up. If we saw more of that out of Castle more often, I think this team would be even more successful than they are. Leg drop, 2-0.
That was close.
We're going to see Jock. And Flexor rolls out of the way. Diving tag, but came up short. There we go. Not as pretty, but just as effective.
However, now they need to worry a little.
Speaking of
Futuristics in the ring.
Speaking of not pretty or effective, Corey Futuristic wanted me to talk about how muscular he looked today.
He does. And if you think he looks good now, wait till you see him in the future.
Are you saying that compared to how he normally looks, or like compared to the average person?
I'm saying that as a person who is in the future, he knows how good he is going to be looking. He's told me several times.
Okay. Why doesn't he start now?
Because he's not there yet. Jeez, judgmental much?
Side headlock by Jock Samson. The Appalachian Outlaw. Corey up and over. Pace quickens. And Jock to the eyes. Now, Jock is that kind of guy to do stuff like that.
Yeah, you mean effective?
That's
you mean
one word.
tag team champion?
That's another word.
Several words.
Surprised that you are defending Jock Samson against your boys, the STDs.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I have my favorites. I just don't let that color my journalistic integrity.
What?
So.
I thought you loved a good STD as much as anybody.
Well, I do. However,
All the eyes again.
but I gotta say, I'm a fan of a guy who knows how to be effective with the with an eye poke. Oh!
Not to mention the back rakes, right?
They're effective.
Great overhead suplex, T-bone exploder style by Castle. And Flexor walks into one of those sequoia branches.
Yeah, it was more like ran into it.
And Castle, where's he gonna put him? Jock trying to direct traffic, throw him out. The STD's trying to plead with him. And Castle, again, a little bit easily manipulated. A little bit naive sometimes. What? Time to fly.
Oh, no. Oh, no!
Air Jock! Jock Samson's in the front row!
And what's left of the STDs is splattered all over the right side area.
You want to talk about how much the tag team titles mean to these two athletes?
No, he's not jumping, is he?
Oh, this man is at least 350 pounds! The STDs duck and cover. And Castle comes down. Well,
thank God.
wasn't as risky, but again, it worked. Castle would have hurt himself. We don't want that.
No, not at all.
Let alone to say what he do to the STDs. Hell, Jock hurt himself. I don't think Jock's aware of it yet. May need a little,
Why is he calling for the hip toss?
Well, Ginger has other ideas.
Ginger has something that she wants to say.
Well, it's not time for a debate. We got a tag title match.
Then simply ignore them, and you're good.
The official trying to restore some order here. The illegal men are... Wait a second. Lee Ryans is in the ring.
I think he was tagged in, Joe.
He's not in the match. Warchild gets involved.
And then he tagged Corey Futuristic back in.
And Corey Futuristic acting like he's done something.
He did. He did a senton. Textbook senton there.
And Corey with the leg.
No leg drop.
I don't know if those are textbook. They're somewhere in the library.
They are. It's just those textbooks got written in the future.
I see. Flexor tagged in, and the STDs, thanks to the distraction created by Ginger and a Warchild, have taken over on Bearded for Your Pleasure. And Flexor finds two.
Flexor, I gotta say, probably the smartest move he can be doing is just beating on Jock Samson to make sure he doesn't get back up.
But then again, I think there's a part of Jock that likes that.
Possibly. However, this is not what you want to have happen. He slowly worked his way back up to his feet.
Yeah, Flexor's beating Jock back to a standing position. But Flexor, well, it got reversed. John Simpson with a power slam.
Huge power slam.
And Jock, he's had a lot of trouble figuring out where his corner is. I think he's aware now, but Flexor has that leg grapevine. Jock can't reach Castle, he's close. Oh, he was so close, but Flexor pulled him away.
And Futuristic with the tag. And now putting the boots to Jock Samson.
And then one of those.
Couple of kicks. This is how they work matches in the future, Jack. You can't wrestle that old style that we're used to and is currently being invented.
How much have you talked to Corey about this future stuff?
A lot. You haven't?
He gave me a pamphlet once, but that's as far as I'll go.
Which one?
I don't feel like getting into the indoctrination of here's how the future works.
Did it have the clock on the front or the unicorn?
Unicorn, get out of here.
So you haven't gotten the unicorn pamphlet yet. Haven't made your way up path.
You're buying into the unicorn pamphlet. That's a new one here in IWC Wrestling.
That's because you don't know because you're streets behind.
My what?
You're streets behind. I am streets ahead of you.
Well, Corey Futuristic lives half his life on Dream Street, but he's looking good right now. Side Russian leg sweep, float over. We got new champions? No. Imagine two-time tag champion STDs.
10 minutes going by. 10 minutes going by.
Corey rolling the dice.
A couple of, and a stiff kick to the back. And now you don't let the Outlaw get up. I understand you want to move him into your corner, but you don't want to keep him on his feet.
No, you got to pin this guy somehow.
Or make him quit. You can always make him quit.
Can you make Jock quit, though?
If you can make him quit.
STD double team. They've had the numbers edge this whole match. Jock breaks free. Huge double clothesline.
He almost had two heads to mount in his hunting cabin. Or trailer.
And can Jock get to his partner?
And it seemed like Jock was trying to get Castle to come a little closer. That's not how it works.
Here we go! Here comes Castle.
Big hits and back elbows. Did he say double drop kick?
I think he did. Are you kidding me?
I was expecting some shenanigans.
Rock and Roll Express, eat your heart out. Referee doing his job. He's got to get the illegal man out. That's Jock, and here comes Corey.
And Corey Futuristic saving it for the team once again.
Jock and Castle had this thing won, though.
Yeah, except they haven't won it yet.
And Corey gets a forearm shot. That could, well, not going to do it. And Corey just dives into the fray.
Well, he was needed.
Never say the STDs are the most conventional team you've ever seen, but man, they're former tag champions, so who can argue?
But he wasn't timid in getting in on that.
And Jock just wants to fight. He's sick of waiting. Hip toss party. J-word. Hashtag hip toss party.
Oh, hip toss! Hip toss!
Carino's going to want royalties.
I'll send him the check. Hip toss! Hip toss!
Oh,
Did you see it, Joe?
Right on top of the Warchild.
Oh, wait, one more. Joe, hey, Joe.
I'm looking.
Hip toss! Oh. Not a hip toss.
There's a pile of STDs laying in the ring, and the champions retain.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of this contest, and still the IWC Tag Team Champions, bearded for your pleasure.
What do you think, Jay Worth? They got another one.
Congrats to the bearded for your pleasure. I think the STDs probably need to take a look in the future and see what it holds for them. I think they probably knew they weren't winning this one, but
break out that unicorn pamphlet. Back to the drawing board for the STDs. Bearded for your pleasure. State's top tag team theme.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is...
Wait a second. Lee Ryans has not left the ringside area yet.
The following contest
He is not
scheduled for one fall.
This is not scheduled.
All right, from wherever the hell he damn well pleases, weighing 316 pounds, Bow Nasty.
It looks like Lee Ryans just booked himself into his own personal hell.
he just said I didn't lose. Well, I guess he was staying in on a technicality, so.
This wasn't scheduled, but it looks like Bulk Nasty, the newcomer from the ICWA, Iron City Wrestling Academy, taking it upon himself to maybe police the ring area, much as he used to do as a member of IWC Security.
Well, Lee Ryan seems. Oh, don't do that.
Yeah, I think whatever you're going to say, you might want to change it to past tense.
Yeah, Bulk Nasty. Oh!
Ah! He just ran into the guy.
It bounced off the guy. Are you kidding?
And yeah, Bulk Nasty didn't move, caught him in midair like a baby.
Squish.
Straight up power slam. I think the Warchild, his evening plans may be quickly dashed.
Bulk getting a little room. Oh, out of the way.
And Bulk Nasty's got to be north of that 300-pound mark himself. Oh!
Maybe running at him wasn't the right idea, Joe.
This guy's immovable. When you run into Bulk Nasty, it feels like Bulk Nasty ran into you.
In Soviet Russia. Oh, he's going up top. What time is it? Oh!
It wasn't Bulk Nasty time.
It's time for the Warchild to get out of the way.
Yeah, Warchild as a chance here, as a glimmer of hope. Oh, look out. Oh, a huge choke slam. Oh, the 80s never saw anything like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest,
Bulk Nasty, the guy that, he's the reason RJ City's not here. He prevented RJ City from signing that lucrative 5-year contract. We have him to thank for RJ City being gone, and he may have forcefully excommunicated Lee Ryan.
introducing first, about to make his way to the ring, from Morgantown, West Virginia, weighing 215 pounds. Hey, hold on, stop.
Justin Plummer, IWC owner.
Who is running this joint, huh? Hey, who's having fun here tonight at Caged Fury? I know we want to get back to the wrestling. I just first want to make sure you guys almost took home a really big souvenir, maybe record setting. Is that you? But later on tonight, of course, we got the final chapter in the Founding Fathers versus the Face of Change in a War Games match. Who's ready for the War Games? And what about one-on-one, the rematch from earlier this year, but this time inside of 15 feet of steel? Tommy Dreamer versus Rhino. And it's important for me right now because their match was so good a few months ago. They took each other to the limit, but in the end they shook hands. And tonight they're gonna do the same. But one, and I'm sure he's listening, Justin Labar. That's right. Justin Labar for the last 2 months has been saying that Rhino is the newest member of Team Labar. But I've talked to Rhino, I talked to him all week, I talked to him earlier today. I can assure you that is not the case. As a matter of fact, to show you that Rhino is not part of Team Labar, to prove that he's here tonight to put on a good honest contest, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome at this time the final ECW heavyweight and television champion and current WWE NXT superstar, the Man Beast, Rhino!
Former two-time world champion Rhino almost added the IWC title to his resume earlier this year at Night of Superstars 2015 in Meadville. A match which saw Rhino and Tommy Dreamer take each other to the extreme, but I'll tell you what, a lot of things were unresolved. They left with a handshake, but speculation over Rhino's allegiance here tonight has fueled further controversy.
Rhino, I want to thank you for being here. It's going to warm your heart to see indie wrestling supported the way it here is in the IWC tonight. And I just want to, for Labar in the back and for all these fans, I want to shake your hand. I want to show them that we are on the same page. Labar will not be getting his hands involved. Labar will not be involved with this cage match at all, nor will be involved with you. And shut up! Warlord.
Member of Team Labar.
Listen, stay back. Listen, I don't know where Labar is, and quite frankly, I don't care. But actually, I'm glad you're out here because you can watch this too. Let's go tell him right where to go, Rhino. Shake my hand and show us that you're on Team IWC.
Labar's out!
Attention, Mr. Justin Plummer. It's yours truly, Justin Labar here, and I figured on this big, historic night for IWC Wrestling, I had to address you. See, you and I, we never got along, we never will, and I've been hearing all about how proud you are that you ran RJ City out of IWC, all of your special contracts and stipulations and your new proving ground rookies. But I'm always going to be a step ahead of you. I always will be a step ahead of you. Just like my step ahead of you right now is I'm not there in Elizabeth. I will not be there live at Caged Fury tonight. As long as you have Tommy Dreamer walking around after he assaulted me months ago, as long as you have Jimmy Nuts walking around who he's unstable, you have this new big lug bulk nasty, I'm not safe there. And I have too much I'm worth too much to put my health at risk like that. It's not smart business. But what is smart business is the fact that I could be here in the media capital of the world, New York City, and I have such resources, such money, that I can still get things done all around the world. I can multitask. And my multitask tonight is I'm going to take care of a problem, being you, and I'm going to take care of that IWC World Heavyweight Championship coming to me. Because the newest member of Team Labar, oh yes, it's Rhino.
What? Well, Labar's told tall tales in the past. Oh, no! Oh, don't tell me Labar was telling the truth.
Well, it sure seems like it.
Rhino and Wardlow shaking hands. Those are Team Labar members. Here comes Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer with the Singapore cane, the kendo stick. Rhino has assaulted the owner of this company, and apparently at the behest of Justin Labar.
Money talks. It's amazing what you'll do for the right amount of cash, Joe.
And will this relationship with Labar lead to Rhino capturing the IWC Championship in one of our main events tonight?
Team Labar will definitely defeat you, Tommy Dreamer, inside a steel cage, and I will finish your career once and for all.
The respect factor that was present earlier this year seems to have evaporated.
Apparently. Everything has a price, Joe. Everything.
We certainly hope Justin Plummer's okay. Dreamer and Rhino just got personal later tonight.
911! Don't move us!
I don't know if there's anybody in IWC, Jayworth, who has more momentum and more inspiration behind his actions than Jimmy Nuts has over 2015. He's risen up through the down. Oh, hey! Oh, that's Wardlow. Jimmy Nuts' scheduled opponent. Jimmy Nuts into the post. Just about to talk about everything Jimmy Nuts has overcome over the past 8 or 10 months. John McChesney out of the picture. Joseph Brooks out of the picture. Fighting Team Labar on his own to prove something to everybody. Especially the man that ostracized and oppressed him those many years ago, Justin Labar. But now Wardlow not even giving Jimmy Nuts a fair shake.
Well, like you said, he had momentum coming into this. Great way to cut that momentum off. Get right behind him and smack him in the back of the head.
It was an amazing display of guts and determination that led to Jimmy Nuts defeating Bill Collier at our Proving Ground event. And Jimmy Nuts drives the feet into Wardlow. As big and dominant as Bill Collier is, Wardlow, he's even bigger. Wardlow may even be tougher. This may be the biggest test Jimmy Nuts has faced one-on-one.
I have a hard time arguing with that. Big Bill Collier's huge. Wardlow's that big, if not bigger.
And Jimmy Nuts now sends Wardlow to the post. Wardlow's momentum working against him.
And Jimmy Nuts up to the top rope.
Jimmy Nuts taking a chance. Plancha connects, and Jimmy Nuts, not an aerialist, but you can see that look in his eye. Jimmy Nuts knows it's all on the line, and you gotta go all out here at IWC Caged Fury.
If he wants to capitalize on this momentum, he can't let it stop here. Can't let a sneak attack from behind ruin what he's doing.
Oh, Wardlow. Wardlow trips up Jimmy Nuts. The bell sounds to begin this match. Yes, believe it or not, everything we saw was extracurricular. And now Wardlow, oh, that power! Oh, Jimmy Nuts got lost over halfway across that ring.
Almost pillar to pillar there, Joe.
And there's a near fall. Wardlow could shut down Jimmy Nuts in one felt swoop here for Justin Labar. Nuts has been nipping at the heels of Team Labar for a long, long time now, and Jimmy Nuts is not going to stop until he has proven that he as an individual is stronger than Team Labar collectively.
Which is a hell of a thing to try and prove, Joe. I mean, stronger than one person, you might be able to do it. Stronger than, what's Labar up to, 4 or 5 people within Team Labar?
And not just any people. Look at the horses he has. Collier than Wardlow, and we find out that apparently Rhino's the latest member.
And while RJ City not here, we can't count him out.
Well, RJ City not part of the company at this time, but you're right, they still have ties.
Yeah.
Wardlow, huge power slam.
And let's not forget, Labar has money. We don't know who else could be bought at any given moment. Well,
I mean, that's what Rhino's always marched to the beat of the drum of. He's always been kind of a hired mercenary, whether he was working for Steve Corino and the network in ECW, or whether he was taking on odd jobs in TNA. If you've got the price, Rhino will be the muscle behind your mouth, and that's exactly what's happened with Justin Labar. Wardlow with a cover now finds 2. And with Rhino potentially your next IWC champion, it scares me to think about the IWC title under control of Justin Labar. Remember, he's had it before, but just for a moment with RJ City.
Very true. By the end of the night, we could see the IWC title being delivered to Labar. Or ready to be delivered to Labar.
Yeah, Labar, I guess, via satellite from New York City.
Oh!
Apparently he always has his stooges nearby watching on.
Boy, Jimmy Nuts took a boot to the face and just egged Wardlow on.
And Jimmy Nuts, I'll tell you what, he would get my vote for most improved IWC wrestler of 2015. I really admired this kid and his heart and his dedication to fight as long and as hard as he has. But man, Wardlow may be that blockade that he just can't overcome.
Well, so far, 2015, what he's shown is how deep his reserves go. He is...
Oh! What's Wardlow, 275 pounds or so?
Yeah, I'd put him about that.
And Wardlow shocked that wasn't it. But Wardlow, if you underestimate Jimmy Nuts, could be a bit of a longer night than you anticipated.
Very true. Like I said, he has reserves for miles. He can take a beating.
Yeah, you got to respect the hell out of that, but Labar has assembled so much mass, such an army around him to protect him. And what about the gall of Labar to say he doesn't feel safe here when he's got heavies like this hanging around him?
You don't feel safe, you don't feel safe.
Well, I think Labar...
5 minutes gone by. 5 minutes gone by.
What that tells me in my head is that Labar still believes there's a chance Jimmy Nuts can do this. Labar knows how good Jimmy Nuts is. The question is, can Jimmy Nuts dig down and realize and remember how good he is, or can Wardlow just overwhelm him? Oh, you heard that impact.
Wow, crack like a whip. Oh.
Jimmy Nuts can be a deceptively good striker, but the power of Wardlow with one hand.
Jimmy Nuts held on, trying to make sure he doesn't get caught here.
And Nuts up and over. Modified flatliner takedown, and that was the high impact that Jimmy Nuts needed.
don't listen to these mouth breathers. Stay on Wardlow. Playing to the fans, it's a mistake, Nuts.
Could be time for that cutter, but a counter. Wardlow bomb. Wardlow bomb will end this for Jimmy Nuts' journey for sure.
He has him up.
Way up high. Oh, and he got all of it.
Good night, Irene.
That'll do it. Whoa! No one has kicked out of the Wardlow bomb.
Well, no one but Jimmy Nuts.
Until the here and the now, and Wardlow is incensed. He can't believe it.
And now this is a mistake on Wardlow's part. Don't let that freak you out. Stay on him. Hit it again. Stomp him in the face. Don't just stand there.
Keep in mind, Wardlow's still a Raw rookie. Labar plucked him from the undercard of IWC Wrestling. He won the Ric Flair Invitational Battle Royal, but Wardlow, this is the highest profile match Wardlow's been in my estimation.
Oh, you heard the crack of that, of the fingers on face there.
And Jimmy Nuts trying to fight back from his knees. Again, the resolve, the resiliency of Jimmy Nuts shining through. Is it smart to go after that big chest? Oh, now to the face, to the abdomen. Nuts all over the place.
Oh.
Including on Wardlow's back. Nuts breaks free. Oh, collision in the corner. Wardlow got the best of it.
Yeah, it looked like Wardlow got an elbow or a fist out there.
Yeah, Nuts was
awkward angle from where we're at.
Nuts was charging in. Nuts hesitated a bit. I think Nuts knew Wardlow was waiting for him, couldn't put the brakes on fast enough. That elevated kick certainly does its job. What is this?
Oh, he's got
Nuts. Oh, what? That modified stunner, that cutter from up top. And now the standard version. Jimmy Nuts. Can he do it? Jimmy Nuts got him.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest, America's next great success story, Jimmy Nuts.
Jimmy Nuts got him, but Jay Worth, boy, did he barely get him. Wardlow's shoulder looked like it was coming up, but the referee's call, I agree with it. Definitely down for 3, and Jimmy Nuts has slayed 2 giants in a row.
Yeah, very true. If it was 3.5 to win the contest, he wouldn't have won it. But he got him down for the 3. Wardlow looks absolutely perplexed over it.
Let's hear from the success story himself. And listen to this ovation for Jimmy Nuts.
Justin Labar, you lined them up, Jimmy Nuts. Knock them down! And seeing as Justin Plummer's not around for the night, I'm gonna take this opportunity to declare myself the #1 contender for the IWC Heavyweight Championship.
Whoa!
Whether it be Rhino or Tommy Dreamer, it will be my honor to compete against one of my heroes for the grandest prize in independent professional wrestling. Let's go nuts.
As the Dream would say, that's some risky business, stepping into fight against either Tommy Dreamer or Rhino.
You know, I don't disagree with his logic, but it's not him to say. It's not up to him to say.
But it's hard to argue with the role he's been on.
Very true.
Jimmy Nuts keeps aiming higher. The meteoric rise continues. We're going nuts here in IWC.
Introducing first from Los Angeles, California. She is the Miley Cyrus of professional wrestling, accompanied by Dylan Bostic, Workalicious, Ray, Lynn.
That's accompanied by IWC Super Indy champion Dylan Bostic. Ray Lynn fashions herself the Miley Cyrus of professional wrestling, I've heard her sing, and let's say the jury's still out, to be nice. And they're going to see Dylan Bostic, the Justin Bieber Wrestling, promoting Bieber's new album.
He has been as hyped about that as anything I have ever seen. Every day he tweets about it.
I'm assuming there's an album called What Do You Mean? I'm assuming it drops later this month. Farnsworth, you're a little bit too into this song.
Well, I imagine there's a wrestling match at some point.
Well,
right now it's a kissing move.
Tongue wrestling.
Ah, look at you. Joe Dombrowski with the quick win.
It scares me that Bostic's out here. This is a women's match.
Showing support.
Britt Baker!
What a great debut it was for Britt Baker at Proving Ground. And she's brought some company as well. Check out Andrew Palace.
Well, you need to have someone to have your back.
Baker and Palace defeated Bostic and Lynn at Proving Ground. And really, if you recall at Super Indy, it was Palace that came to Baker's defense to begin with. But it's not often where we are fortunate enough to have a women's match here at Court Time Sports Center. It's been a number of years since we've seen it. I can't recall the exact date, but we may be going back to like Daisy Hayes, Sarah Del Rey territory.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Both these ladies are very athletic, but the issue here is personal. And this may not be a technical clinic. This may be more of a cat fight.
I was gonna say, you can tell by the head motion.
Whoa, wait a second. Bostic and Palace just got ejected. The official taking a preemptive strike. I think he knew there'd be a lot of problems at ringside. Keep in mind, Bostic and Palace, 2/3 of our Super Indy title match later on. You know tensions are flaring there.
Well, not to mention, as you said, it's gonna be a cat fight. You don't need any additional gasoline on that fire.
And neither man seems to be in a hurry to leave.
Well, Palace is willing to leave, I think, but he wants to make sure Bostic is leaving as well.
Well, if Bostic doesn't leave, Raylan will be disqualified. Here we go now. Raylan
on his way out.
Raylan has more experience. She's had a little bit of training in Ohio Valley Wrestling in Louisville. Britt Baker, of course, a product of the ICWA. But with the exception of say, a Bulk Nasty or someone of that ilk, maybe the two most inexperienced athletes on the card here tonight.
Yeah, possibly. Raylan already scoring early with a kick to the butt.
With a kick to the butt.
It was a butt kick.
Call
it like you see it, Joe.
All right, that's why you're the best analyst in the business.
I try.
Two ladies tap. Raylan completely disrespected Britt Baker. Britt Baker, as you recall, used to be an interviewer here in IWC when she was still training. Tried to get a word with Bostic after he won Super Indy 14. Raylan got in her face for no reason, just to show off and brag and act all tough. And Britt Baker took offense to it. She stood up for herself.
And a handful of hair by Raylan.
So you've called the kick to the butt and the pull of the hair so far.
Well, I mean, there was a wrist lock there too, but you were talking.
Details, right?
Yeah.
Nice arm drag by Baker.
Yeah, good arm drag.
Jay Worth, you've been around a long time, and you've certainly seen a lot of young talents come up and have their debuts here in IWC. Talk about the jitters, talk about the nerves when you have one of your first matches on a stage this big.
It's the best way I can describe it is you can read about surgery all you want, but doing it's something else entirely. You don't learn wrestling in a training academy. You learn it out here. You prepare for it. And so this is essentially you walking up to a mic and finding out if you can sing.
And there's Lynn taking advantage of some of those rookie nerves. Britt Baker went for a suplex. Lynn dropped Baker down to a modified jawbreaker, just hung her neck up right in that top ring cable, and Lynn now starts to go to work.
Yeah, has that arm twisted and just shoulder tackling into that exposed shoulder joint. Seems to be concentrating on the hair a lot.
Dare I say Shades of the Andersons by Ray Lynn.
You certainly could. I would make a joke about the Minnesota home wrecking crew, but I'm pretty sure that joke's already been made by other females, and I don't want to steal, just borrow.
Only never looked quite this good either.
Shades of low key there with that kick.
And there's a hook in the leg. So we referenced the Andersons and Loki in this match so far.
Accurately.
No, we have.
And another armbar. Ray Lynn going after that shoulder.
Smart maneuver. Baker may not know all her counters yet.
She's having a hard time trying to figure her way out of it.
That's because Lynn had her hand on Baker's hair the whole time. You see that?
Oh, well, yeah, but still, she didn't get out of it.
Bit of a hammerlock.
She's spanking her. There's a spank. Shades of Ole Anderson.
A bit of a spank, shades of Ole Anderson. Just so, in case anybody's live tweeting this DVD, they can write that accurately. And hopefully tag us.
At Jworth on Twitter.
Of course, remind you to follow us at IWC Wrestling.
And another good arm lock. Oh.
Well, she's tenacious, I'll tell you that, but Baker got a quick elbow in. Oh. Look at this. Ray Lynn confusing Baker just driving her face into the canvas.
Whole way around and then hit a face buster with
5
help.
minutes gone by. 5 minutes gone by.
Thank you.
But back into the hair.
With help from the hair. Looking for an arm breaker? Are we looking for an arm breaker there?
By the way, the ring announcer is David Kitch, if you'd like to refer to him angrily when he interrupts you.
David Kitch? That's David Kitch? I thought that was one of the refs.
No, that's Bobby Williams.
That's Bobby Williams?
And that's a break by 5 from Ray Lynn. We'll get you name tags, buddy. We'll get you on this.
I've been asking for it for years.
Well, Britt Baker may not know her name by the time Ray Lynn's done.
And Ray Lynn shaking what her mama gave her.
We saw this improving on
the bunny hop.
The twerk face.
Twerk it out now.
No Ole Anderson on that one? Okay. Oh, Ray Lynn went for maybe some injury to insult. Didn't pay off.
I'm pretty sure Ole Anderson would crack a hip if he tried to twerk. So.
Baker catches Ray Lynn coming in. And Baker now, eye for an eye, working on the arm of Ray Lynn.
Yeah. Yeah. Just taking her pillar to pillar.
Pillar to pillar, post to post, wall to wall. And Ray Lynn getting a taste of her own medicine.
Now, the thing is, what's Britt Baker going to do with that injured shoulder now?
Well, that's a good question.
Does she have a game plan behind it?
Oh, man!
There's an idea. Popping the mush.
Yeah, it didn't hurt. Roaring elbow variation by Baker. Ray Lynn is hurt. Rocker dropper. Hey there. I could do it. Baker, no.
Oh, that was close.
Baker looking good.
Yeah.
And Ray Lynn may be regretting her bit of showing off earlier on. All those spankings, if you will.
I have a hard time believing Ray Lynn ever actually feels regret on anything.
That's a good point.
Oh,
whoa, wait a second.
Not where she wants to be.
Yeah, regret may be seeping in now. Baker sends Ray Lynn for the ride.
You can tell Ray Lynn didn't really have her footing up there. It took too long.
And Brittany Baker with the victory, knocked the wind right out of her.
The winner of this contest, Britt Baker.
I'll tell you what, Britt Baker's 2-0 in IWC. That's a hell of a record for a rookie.
Congrats to Britt Baker.
Will this be an omen of things to come, though? If Dylan Bostic loses just as his girl did, we'll have a new Super Indy champion. Could Andrew Palace, hey, maybe even Alex Daniels have success like Brittany Baker did here at Caged Fury? Dylan Bostic back out here. Here goes Palace. Oh, you knew these combustible elements were going to explode. Thank goodness they weren't out here. Good call by IWC's hierarchy.
Well, really, you give Justin Palace a chance to get his hands on Dylan Bostic, he's going to take it.
Bostic checking on his girl.
Oh, she's hot. Angry.
Oh, okay.
Angry. He tried to get back in the ring. She wants a little more of Britt Baker.
Almost proving ground all over again. And we got to restore some kind of order here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is...
Now
The following contest is a triple threat match for the IWC Super Indy Championship.
right now,
Apparently right now.
Palace is ready, but Bostic sure isn't.
Already in the ring to my left, Andrew Palace. And making his way to the ring from the urban areas of North Olmsted, Ohio, the free runner, Alex Daniels.
Well, here's the man that many people say should have won Super Indy 14. He had Bostic pinned, knocked him clear out with a 630 splash. Was it 3?
Their opponent is
A lot of controversy surrounded that count. Still to this day, even Justin Plummer admits that might have been the wrong call to give Bostic the championship.
and their opponent from Indianapolis, Indiana, weighing 203 pounds. He is the Justin Bieber of professional wrestling and the reigning, defending Super Indy champion, Dylan Bostic.
Well,
How did he do that?
pageantry and showmanship is always the name of the game when Bostic is around. Bostic, I don't think, cares so much about the tradition of Super Indy so much as he does the fact that it's social status. It's an image. It's a way for Bostic to go into the clubs and act cool and get the attention of girls and show himself off. And there's nothing wrong with that on its surface, but Bostic certainly no appreciation for Super Indy and what it stands for, as evidenced by the fact, in the opinion of many, he didn't even win Super Indy.
Once again, you take your biases and you apply them to people you don't like. You're supposed to be an unbiased journalist.
I have nothing
here.
against Dylan Bostic. I'm just calling it how I see
Clearly
it.
have. He doesn't care about the title. It's only for the club. Except he wears the belt. Except he's defending it against two other people. You don't want to give him credit when he is acting like this wrestler that you have in your head.
Do you think he volunteered to defend this title against two other people?
I think I don't care. He's defending it.
He's not even in the ring. He's not in the ring.
That's because of that loudmouth window licker in the front row.
Now he is.
Oh, yeah, well, that's not fair.
Bostic sent in unceremoniously. And here we go, three-way, one fall to a finish, Jay Worth, Super Indy title at stake.
Oh,
And Bostic almost back Jock clear out of the ring. Keep in mind, Bostic, in the eyes of many, cheated both Palace and Daniels out of their Super Indy dreams. That low blow to Palace in the semifinals did him in. And of course, the controversy with Daniels led to many say that Daniels is the uncrowned Super Indy champion. And that's a hard point to argue, because to this day, you're going to find a 50-50 split on people who feel what should have happened at Super Indy.
uncrowned is a pointless thing to call someone. It's like saying I'm the uncrowned king of Serbia.
But Jayworth,
Great.
Daniels very well may have pinned Bostic for 3 seconds. There may have been an actual 3 count from the official. There was just controversy surrounding the circumstances.
I don't deny that, but you can't sit there and cry about it. It didn't happen.
But he's not.
Calls get blown. Stuff goes wrong, and the mark of a true champion is someone who gets past that stuff.
Daniels isn't crying about it one bit. The only one crying is Bostic that he has to be in this match. And Daniels now charging him with a clothesline.
You say no one's crying about it. Half of these window lickers are crying about it, according to your statistics.
Well, they're allowed to be upset, aren't they?
No. Cry baby, little pieces of such and such, as far as I'm concerned.
Bostic to the eyes. Oh! And Bostic, relentless on top of Daniels, forgot about Palace. Bostic, the most hated man in this matchup. He's going to be a target.
Well, he's already the champion. And I'm sure his way of life hasn't endeared him to either of the opponents.
Keep in mind, Jayworth, you don't need to pin the champion to win the title. It's one fall.
Yeah, very true.
Nice drop kick. And Bostic is a great athlete. He's a tremendous wrestler. He's trained under the likes of Rip Rogers, Al Snow. You don't do that and not be great. But Palace, Daniels, emotionally driven here.
I was going to say, Palace takes this personally.
Mm-hmm.
You can just tell by the way he is.
Wait, inside cradle, Palace almost had it.
He is willing to take the fight wherever he needs to take it. That he takes this personally.
Absolutely true. That's 100%. Keep in mind, Palace had about an 8-month reign as Super Indy champion. He won the Coast to Coast, defended in Super Indy, and it was a low blow to cost him. And keep in mind, Bostic didn't have to put any work into Bostic's opening round, because that was when the Founding Fathers took out Super Hentai.
Yeah.
And now Daniels and Bostic fighting over the cover. That's the danger of a one-fall 3-way matchup. You have to neutralize really 2 men at once.
I gotta say, I don't know that I get the logic of trying to pin one guy when the other guy's sitting right by you.
Awkward landing for Daniels, and Bostic now takes advantage with Palace.
A leg scissor. Trying to take the air out of Andrew Palace.
Yeah, the more you can compress the area around those lungs, it's going to be harder for Palace to get any kind of oxygen in his system. You can't breathe, the lights go out.
Oh, but look at this. Palace turning him over.
I believe Palace's own shoulders were down, though.
Yeah, he was a bit out of position with it.
Bostic looking to create some room here. That's what he needs.
And a good snap suplex.
And Daniels backing down. Notice this. He's going to send Daniels right back out already.
Bostic isn't an idiot. He knows he needs to keep this match as one-on-one as possible. And he needs to make sure he's in it so that someone else doesn't get a pin while he's not paying attention, and he loses his title.
I think Daniels may be seriously hurt after that spill he took to the outside. Daniels moving very gingerly. And watch Bostic. He's got both men in his crosshairs.
Oh!
But didn't work out. And check out the challengers.
A good back elbow.
And they're just waiting for Bostic to get up. Nice backbreaker. And while Daniels and Palace don't see eye to eye, they both feel like they separately should be the champion. They respect each other, which is more they could say about Bostic.
Yeah, that sounded respectful.
Hey, you gotta win. That's something you appreciate.
I did not say I disagreed with it.
Neckbreaker by Palace to Daniels. Bostic drop.
5 minutes gone by.
Bostic, a reciprocal effect there in that DDT.
His head went down firmly into the mat. Middle of his head.
And what's Palace going to do? 2 hurt men. Palace goes for a kill shot on Bostic. But Palace hurt himself. He may have had a chance to pin Daniels. That could have been one rare error for Andrew Palace.
Yeah, like I said, he's taking this personally. And I think that he would much rather pin Bostic than pin Daniels to get this title if he had his druthers.
Yeah, it was Bostic to pin Palace to take him out of Super Indy. That's a great point. Watch Daniels!
And that's all well and good, but that's a weakness on Andrew Palace that Bostic can exploit.
Daniels always loves throwing caution to the wind. The free runner grew up in a troubled home, took up free running to express himself. barely saw his parents, had to raise his siblings on his own. Daniels has had a hard knock life his whole time around here, even dating back to childhood. We've talked about it before. Daniels was about 6 years old when Super Indy came to be.
Yeah.
And now Daniels could be the next Super Indy champion. Some 14 years later with Bostic involved.
Bostic with the cutoff, and that is not where he wants to get caught.
And you can see Palace got the worst end of that dive sequence. And he's the one that initiated it. And Bostic going high risk. Trying to take Daniels out. But Palace is up. Oh, man. Little Tower of Doom! And Daniels gets the worst of that exchange, but Palace wants to pin Bostic. Oh, Palace could have pinned Daniels and got him. Daniels fell. Oh, but he took so much time.
Tunnel vision, like I said.
Daniels, that fall from what, some 10 feet in the air?
Yeah, he was up there. With the weight of one man and the force of another, driving him down.
Those hard rights. But Daniels out of nowhere. Daniels split the uprights. Both men down, and Daniels can feel it.
He saw his opening literally and figuratively, and he took it.
Palace and Bostic are hurt. Can the youngest man in this matchup, Daniels, follow through?
Oh. European uppercuts.
Oh, Palace. Palace scoops Daniels from behind. Beautiful German. Daniels under the ropes. Bostic there anyway. That was poor ring positioning. Just the momentum of Palace. Went against him. Now missing the elbows, Bostic. Action at a feverish pace.
Also may not have realized quite how lanky Daniels is. Oh, face buster to the knee.
Overhead suplex. And Bostic could sense problems. He rolls to the outside. And Bostic was waving for something. Wait. What? That's Ray Lynn. Running by the outside of the ring. Now what was that about? The official, I believe the action was so fast we haven't had time to talk about the fact. I believe the women have been barred from this matchup.
He is handcuffed.
What? Handcuffs?
He just handcuffed Palace to the guardrail.
Oh.
And now he's putting the boots to him.
Did Ray Lynn run out here to slip Bostic handcuffs?
That's my assumption. I doubt he had him tucked. Seems odd that she ran out to wish him luck, and then he magically pulled out the handcuffs, doesn't it, Joe?
Oh, now wait a second. Now it's one-on-one.
Yeah.
It's Super Indy Revisited. Whoa! Daniels on top, new champion though.
That could have been it.
Well, Palace, I mean, the referee's not going to really count him out, but
10 minutes gone by, 10 minutes gone by.
there's nothing Palace can do. It's down to Bostic and Daniels. Bostic just took out 50% of his challengers.
He needs to find a friend with a key, or possibly a
Wait a
hairpin.
second. Daniels on top. Could this be 6:30? Oh, Bostic out of the way. Daniels couldn't stop his momentum, and Daniels. Remember, I thought Daniels had hurt himself earlier. I think whatever in his back from that spill to the outside got re-aggravated.
Yeah, the 6:30
Wait.
was
Bostic with Swaggy D. This match should be over. Look at Palace. Oh, Palace.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest is still IWC Super Indy Champion, Dylan Bostic.
Palace ripped the guardrail straight out of its support legs, but couldn't navigate himself in the ring in time. Bostic hit the Swaggy D and got the pin. Palace found a way. He couldn't outpower the handcuffs. He outpowered the guardrail. But Bostic, again, finds a way to retain the Super Indy title.
Bostic, again, pinned an opponent. and defended the Super Indy title. That's
And he
what
had to handcuff a guy to ringside to do it.
It worked. He only handcuffed one guy. He wrestled the other, Joe.
Hey, Daniels may have gotten pinned, and Daniels had a hell of a fight. To me, Andrew Palace still lays claim to a deserved rematch.
I don't argue that at all, Joe. I'm just saying, once again, Dylan Bostic, your Super Indy champion.
Well, the Flatliner Asylum has been the target of videos of the Dead Wrestling Society, most notably Crimson, for the past number of months. Asylum's been here for the fight. He's been here to accept the challenge, but no Crimson at Proving Ground. It was Vale who was decimated by this rough 260-plus pounder. Asylum is here to fight Crimson again, but what will he get?
Well, there's only one way to find out, Joe.
Asylum has been played for a fool. Crimson is a master manipulator. He's had Asylum wrapped around his finger for many, many months. Could Asylum end it tonight?
I came here for one thing. I didn't come here for that little drummer boy. I didn't come here for that jacked up Frankenstein. I'm tired of you calling me out from your parents' basement on all those little videos. I want Crimson right now in this ring.
Well, we know what he wants, but what we don't know is what he'll receive.
Yeah, that's a very good question.
Crimson has kept Asylum guessing since Jump Street.
Well, we have music and red lights. Let's see what we get.
Well, that's Vale in front. I believe that's Crimson behind Vale. And they've stopped.
Crimson, I knew you were stupid, but I had no idea that you were also deaf. I said, that little kid in front, the little drummer boy with the stupid painted face, I don't need him. I want you. It's always been about you. You're the one calling me out in those stupid videos. You're the one jumping me from behind. This little kid, if you bring him in here, I'm gonna kick his ass.
And Crimson sends Vale in. Oh my God!
Wow, I think he knocked the paint off his face.
And that, if that's all that happens to him, he'll get off easy. And easy as that. Crimson's roadblocks. Asylum's seen that movie before.
Apparently.
He wants Crimson. Crimson made the challenge. He started this issue. Oh, wait a minute, that's Warchild. The former John Bolin, now known as Warchild, assaulting Asylum from behind.
Apparently they had a game plan.
But the game plan is still not Crimson versus Asylum. That's the goal here. Crimson keeps throwing these roadblocks in front of us.
That's Asylum's goal here. That's not Crimson's goal here.
Well, let's speculate. What is Crimson's goal then?
My guess? To create
Look out.
havoc and evil.
Well, he's done a hell of a good job so far, I'll tell you that.
The problem, all suffering comes from desire, Joe. Asylum wants to fight Crimson, and therefore he has opened the door to allow Crimson to control what happens.
Does Crimson want to end Asylum's career? Does he want to derail it? Does Crimson have his own message he's trying to convey?
Does he want to hollow him out and fill him with darkness? Who knows?
It's what he did with Warchild, what he did with Vale.
I'm not, and frankly, I don't want to get close enough to ask.
Completely transformed these individuals, not even remotely resembling the same people they were.
Yep.
Just the look on their faces even changed.
He got it. He got in there. He found he found that kernel of truth, that darkness within them, and let it bloom.
Yeah, that bit of weakness that he can manipulate. Mm-hmm. It's almost like Charles Manson recruiting new family members. Find something that speaks to them and indulge them and brainwash them. Oh, jeez. And there was never any doubt about the toughness of Warchild. That's never been debated. But now that he's with Crimson, it's almost like his conscience is gone.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him be violent. I've seen him be cruel. But now he's just not there.
He's sinister.
Yeah.
He always fought for a cause. He fought for a goal. Usually fought for what was right. But now he just fights to fight. I think he fights because he's told to.
He fights because that's what's in him.
Yeah, it's what he knows. Oh, and they're on this heavy steel rampway. Oh! And Asylum got drilled. My God. I mean, you can hear those reverberations at our feet.
We've talked many times about how heavy that ramp is.
It takes, what, bare minimum, half a dozen people to lift.
It took 6 guys to get it in the building today. I was watching.
Take the mask off, bro. And you got to wonder, what is Asylum, as big and as intimidating as he is, what is he going to have left after such a blow?
Well, looks like we're going to find out.
Asylum is a long way from the Amazing Race Canada, that's for damn sure.
Well, they're in the ring. Is this a match now?
And again, we have started this matchup after a lot of extracurricular activity. Oh. Asylum trying to create some distance here, trying to get whatever he can out of this. But Warchild just muscles him up. Straight power and a spine buster. And near fall. I don't believe Asylum's been pinned in IWC yet, has he? Oh, wait a minute. Well, clearly it's not about a win or a loss.
Did you ever think it was about a win or a loss, Joe?
I don't know, honestly. I don't know what makes Crimson tick.
Not when it comes to Crimson. Those are just tools of the trade. A win and a loss is fine, but it's not the goal. It's just part of the package.
Well, that chair set up in the ring, and I gotta wonder what kind of leniency referee Williams will give. Would you want to be the guy to tell Warchild he's disqualified?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God! Asylum reverses the whip. I'm not sure Asylum knew the chair was there. I don't think you can disqualify him for that.
Well, clearly Bobby's not. Bobby.
Now who's gonna get to their feet first? And Asylum dropped Warchild with that side slam and got a near fall out of it. And Asylum cannot underestimate. Hey, we talk about Asylum hasn't been pinned. You can count the times Warchild's been pinned in the past 10 years in IWC on one hand and have several fingers left over.
I was going to say, not a lot of people have gotten wins over him.
And notice Crimson tried to get involved, but as soon as Asylum picked up that chair, Crimson retreats. But that's no problem sticking his charge. Oh, what? That Dr. Bomb. That Dr. Bomb.
Here we go.
Oh, come on, Crimson gets involved.
Like I said, it's not about wins.
And that would have been a loss for the DWS, Dead Wrestling Society. And now Warchild and Crimson. Assaulting, choking, demolishing Asylum. And it's 2-on-1. It'd be 3-on-1 if Bale was conscious. But this is enough.
You can ring that bell till the cows come home. It's not going to stop the Dead Wrestling Society. They're not done yet.
Oh, Crimson! That mysterious mist! He just blinded Warchild. And Asylum's got what he wants now! Asylum has Crimson all to himself. and Crimson has realized nowhere to run.
Oh, vicious bell clap.
And down to the backbreaker. And now Asylum with a chair.
Two chairs. And Crimson needs to run.
Crimson not able to. Dr. Bomb coming up. Oh! God! Crimson's back may be cracked in half.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this bout as a result of a disqualification, Asylum.
Well, the win is one thing, but I think Asylum's message to Crimson afterwards was much more fruitful and much more therapeutic.
I was going to say, there was no double entendre there. You can't misconstrue what violence means. Asylum got his point through quickly and easily.
Will Crimson have a response?
Ladies and gentlemen, who is ready for War Games?
Who is ready for the WWF Music Library?
Fans of IWC, it's time to go to war.
Diabolical structure.
The rules for War Games are simple. It's pinfall or submission, elimination style. The first team to defeat every member of the opposing team wins. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is War Games. Ladies and gentlemen, now, the first man in War Games. He's a member of Team VIP. This is Darin Dinero.
As we begin War Games here at IWC Caged Fury, it's an annual Caged Fury tradition. We'll be joined by the Super Genius 105.9's Mark Madden. Welcome to the show.
I love War Games. I love Caged Fury. I saw a whole bunch of War Games back in the day with WCW. I saw Sid Vicious almost kill Brian Pillman with the powerbomb in War Games. That wasn't really planned to go that way, much to Brian's chagrin. What intrigues me about War Games, Joe, is always the order in which the guys enter. We got Darin Dinero entering. Why not VIP Joe Rosa? Why not the captain of the team? Why doesn't he take the responsibility? I'm not saying it's a bad move. I just wonder.
Team VIP received the numbers edge back at Proving Ground as a result of the controversial ending to that tag team match that led to Bubba the Bulldog emerging on the scene.
It is now time to introduce the first member of the Founding Fathers. He is the only 5-time IWC champion.
That can only be one guy. War Machine himself, Dennis Gregory.
Well, again, the captain taking responsibility in this case, taking it on himself. I'll tell you what, I know experience means a lot.
Is Dennis Gregory.
I'm going to guess that nobody on Team VIP has been in a War Games match, Joe. But still, as the match wears on, and don't forget, it can't be decided until everybody's in the cage. Youth is very often served. That's why it's so tough to pick a winner in this matchup.
And I'll tell you what, great decision in my estimation for Dennis Gregory to come out here first. Keep in mind Jimmy Vegas, recovering from a severe quadricep injury. Super Hentai, recovering from a knee injury sustained at Super Indy. Bubba the Bulldog, he hasn't had a match in IWC in some 3 years or so. Dennis Gregory, the closest to 100% they've got. and the most experienced in these War Games matches. He's come out the hero more than once.
I want to make it very clear, too, that while I love Bubba the Bulldog, great in the ring, great on the radio, when it comes to radio personalities in the building tonight, Joe, he can only be second best
A new man enters after 3 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, let the War Games begin.
And Gregory apparently had a little pre-match celebration that he's taken in the cage with him. Should be interesting to see if that will help or hinder him.
Now, is Darin Dinero wearing jeans?
He is. That's
never wear jeans.
That's kind of the.
Wait, is Gregory wearing jeans?
Why think Gregory's wearing camo pants? He's ready to fight.
Well, my eyes aren't not as good as they used to be, Joe.
Well, Darin Dinero, Corpo, the faces have changed. They've come out here in jeans as a bunch of rogue outsider types to try to take the founding fathers off their perch over the past year or so. We've really never seen them in traditional garb, but really in War Games, it's Dinero down for a cover, but that doesn't really mean anything early on.
Well, if anybody can take the founding fathers down, it's this group of young guys, no question.
Well, we saw back in December at Winner Take All, they almost ended the founding fathers' careers until Super Hentai emerged to save the day at the 11th hour.
Well, Darin Dinero certainly looks the part, and as of right now, he's playing the part well. Definitely the edge to Darin Dinero so far.
Dinero, a great amateur background as well, but something tells me that won't come into play here.
No, it rarely does in War Games, Joe.
Gregory, as we mentioned, has been the hero in War Games many a times in the past. He knows war very well. He's served our country in the Middle East numerous times. He's come back a legitimate war hero and veteran. Wheelbarrow suplex, nicely done.
How could you bet against Dennis Gregory? Not only that, he's a veteran of the ring. He's a veteran of war. He's not an old guy. I think he started wrestling when he was like 15. He still has a lot left in the tank, is my point, Joe.
Absolutely. You got to wonder, though, will he have the endurance of a Darin Dinero as this match presses on?
Well, like you said earlier, Joe, when you look at the four guys on the founding fathers, he was the most logical to start.
Absolutely true. And Dinero has never been in an environment like this before.
You can tell, I mean, I don't want to say he looks rattled, but you can tell this is a very different experience for him.
Well, he's getting pelted in the chest right now with a glass booze bottle.
See what I mean? Rarely happens.
Rarely happens. Especially here in IWC Wrestling, but you never know what you're going to get. Caged Fury, one of the most unpredictable nights of the year.
Especially with the cage being bigger, higher than any cage in wrestling.
And reinforced, too.
You can use the cage as a weapon, and there's a lot more cage to use.
But that space is going to get taken up quite quickly. 3-minute equally timed intervals to have the rest of the contestants center.
Are they really equally timed, Joe? Who's timing them?
The timekeeper.
20 seconds.
There you go.
Suplex attempt, superplex, I should say.
When I was in WCW, I used to put a stopwatch on the intervals during War Games. They weren't real happy about that.
You didn't trust Penzer?
5, 4,
not in
3,
or out of the ring.
2, 1.
Who's next?
Joe, you got your Virgil DVD. If I did a Penzer DVD, that would be the perfect companion piece.
And you want to talk about companions? Justin Idol, the Benedict Arnold, the man that betrayed the founding fathers, almost cost them their career, now may have cost Darin Dinero a future family.
Well, this 2-on-1 you get in War Games that Team VIP earned. There is no bigger advantage in any wrestling match than the 2-on-1, the 3-on-2, the 4-on-3 in War Games.
And Gregory up the back of Idol. Keep in mind, Idol became a founding father after Hentai lost his IWC career, but Idol, right as the night Hentai returned, betrayed the group. Idol, there's a lot of open questions in my mind about his motivations, but one thing is for sure, Idol wants to destroy the founding fathers tonight.
Well, I'm glad to see Hentai back in IWC for any number of reasons, Joe, but I think he should be involved in this. I think given his past, his glorious history in IWC, if anybody should help decide the fate of the guys he worked with and against for so many years, it's Super Hentai.
Gregory eyeing up that cage. Dare I say, some vintage Dennis Gregory pulling a trick out from the old school.
Here's where Dennis Gregory's tremendous. He's in, he's outnumbered 2-on-1. He does not show one sign of fear, not one little bit. He has a severe disadvantage, but it doesn't matter. He's dividing and conquering one at a time.
Yeah, he's controlling the tempo as well as Idol, like a javelin flung into the side of the cage.
Now these guys, Idol and Dinero, they got to get organized in there. When you have the 2-on-1 edge, you got to get organized in there. Nobody better than that back when than the Four Horsemen. The minute they got that 2-on-1 edge, which due to an incredibly lucky series of coin flips they always had, they went in there and they took it to them right away. They never let the guy at the disadvantage breathe.
So do you think this could be a case where the captain VIP Joe Rosa's missed right now?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I can understand him not starting the match, but maybe if he'd be in there now for the 2-on-1, he could lend some organization.
Well, Rosa's MO has been to let his underlings do his work for him. We've seen that throughout the bulk of this year. And look at Gregory, using his surroundings to his advantage.
He's amazing so far. It's too early to pick an MVP of War Games, but right now he's the only choice.
Gregory using the battlefield to his advantage. Both faces have changed down.
How about that video Labar sent before? Prefacing the Rhino turn, him joining Team Labar. That was kind of creepy.
Most things involving Labar are. It'll be even more uncomfortable, though, if Rhino's IWC champion.
It looked like one of those videos you buy from under somebody's table at a garage sale. Or like a drive-in, like, what do they call it, auction. Or flea market. Oh, here he comes. The big man.
And what is the condition of the quadricep? Vegas has been limping and hobbling for months. Now he finally gets to fight.
Well, what he has to do is make that quadricep a minor factor. Jimmy's never been one to take to the air anyway, but he's got to stay grounded and do what he's doing right now. All kinds of power.
And notice shielding Dennis Gregory, giving Denny a chance to recover.
Well, the teamwork. They've shown more teamwork since they got the 2-on-2 than the Team VIP showed when they had the 2-on-1 edge.
I'd agree with that. Absolutely. Founding Fathers have fought together for upwards of 5-6 years. They've known each other for well over a decade. Friend and foe, they know each other better than maybe any other two men in the IWC roster do. Gregory and Vegas, former tag champions together as well.
No question. And these are two guys. Their history speaks for itself. Their friendship, when they worked against each other too, that speaks for itself. If there was an IWC Mount Rushmore, you can make a strong argument both those two men would be on it.
Very much so. And again, to your point, the teamwork has allowed that 2-on-1 advantage we saw for 3 minutes completely evaporate at this point.
Joe, War Games is an odd match because right now you can have the biggest edge possible, you can be doing incredible damage to your opponents, but you can't win the match. You can't win till everybody's in there, so you're basically trying to just wear the other guys down. It's a different kind of wrestling, a different kind of competition till you get everybody in there.
Right. It's a war of attrition, really. You got to make sure there are as few able bodies left as possible on the other team by the time all 8 men have entered.
When Michael Hayes was in WCW, he made it a point in War Games to always go in last. No matter who his teammates were, Freebirds, or some, group with the Freebirds, he always went in last.
Would not be surprised to see Rosa take the Michael Hayes approach.
I remember the Dangerous Alliance used to always send Bobby Eaton in first because he had the cardio, he had the endurance, he had everything to survive over that long period of time. The running order in this match, Joe, that's as important as anything in terms of deciding it.
We'll also talk about the classic War Games of the 80s when Dusty Rhodes and Arn Anderson represented their respective teams first.
Dusty was a son of a gun in War Games, wasn't he? That chorus line of elbows. Then at the end, JJ on the apron doing the Hanagane.
15 seconds.
15 seconds before the numbers edge favors. Faces have changed once more.
Now, I see we were talking about experience. Darin Dinero looks tired. That's not to say he won't regroup. Right now, he has Dennis Britt at a disadvantage. But this is different. He hasn't done it before. It's different.
Corpo.
And much to that point, the other inexperienced athlete in War Games, Roger Corpo, the face of change partner of Dinero, they both only have about a year in. How will Corpo affect the numbers edge? And Gregory right into him with a fist press.
Boy, I tell you, there's a lot of great competitors in that cage right now, Joe. The most motivated guy is Dennis Gregory.
Without question. And with Jimmy Vegas watching his back, Dennis Gregory maybe bulletproof at this point.
This is where you really have to trust the guys on your team, too. Imagine if Jimmy Vegas decided, well, what if this was a 4-on-1? Sure would be easier, but you're not going to get that from Jimmy Vegas. Oh! In fact, quite the opposite.
And Corpo bouncing off of not just the ropes, but the steel behind them.
Yeah, it's not gone well for Corpo since he got into War Games, has it?
Gone well for really any Team VIP. Oh, right to the knee, right to the anterior quadricep muscle. You can see it's heavily braced still.
Well, that's good strategy. Joe, let me ask you, once everyone's in the cage, will Team VIP be beaten down, or will the youth and cardio kick in?
I think it's going to depend on how Joe Rosa can rally the troops. We've seen a little disagreements between VIP and especially Dinero in recent months, especially with Rosa forcing his hand to take Dinero's fan-voted Super Indy spot. If Rosa can be that general, that team leader that you're asking for, Mark, I think that this team can be very, very dangerous. If not, the Founding Fathers have proven they're cohesive and they're experienced.
Joe Rosa's a great leader as long as you don't mind every decision directly benefiting him.
That's a great way to put it. But you can check this out. Triple super kick. And now, there's a pinfall. And Gregory.
Dennis Gregory has been eliminated.
This isn't the War Games I remember, Joe.
Gregory, hey, it's a new day and age. Gregory's been eliminated. So let's reset this. This now means that Jimmy Vegas is 3-on-1 disadvantaged.
Well, traditionally in War Games, a decision can't be rendered till everybody's in the ring, but apparently IWC has come up with an exciting new version.
We've rewritten the rules here. You gotta wonder, maybe this was a Team VIP demand.
Well, that's a big loss.
Yeah, the MVP,
for the
as you call it.
Fathers, absolutely.
15 seconds.
And Vegas on one leg, maybe at best now. There's no way you can be 100%. He was good to go, but he wasn't cured from this quadricep injury. Let's make no mistake.
Well, and especially now, having to climb uphill. Well, let's see what happens here because he's going to get some help.
From the Founding Fathers, Super Hentai.
The controlled aggression, the howling fury of the Super Indy Innovator, Super Hentai, and he's taking it to the next level right off the bat.
What the Founding Fathers need, Joe, is to eliminate somebody soon. Because they can't keep going down 2 men. Well, they'll be down 4-on-2 when VIP Joe Rosa enters the cage. They need to eliminate somebody soon. Hentai all the way up high.
Hentai from way up high! Crossbody to all 3 faces of Cage. Talk about motivation and passion. The man that lost his IWC career some 2 years ago came back this past December with a purpose, focusing now on the man that replaced him in the Founding Fathers, Justin Idol. Davey Boy Smith power slam counter.
You don't often see guys as agile. Oh, wait. I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Full Nelson slam by Vegas. And Hentai going back upstairs.
Here's some teamwork. Wow.
Oh, is Hentai going to do the Davey Boy Smith power slam? The second turnbuckle.
It's got to be a pin.
Justin Idol is out.
That's exactly what the Founding Fathers needed. And by the way, you don't see many guys who can fly like Hentai that also have the power like Hentai.
Absolutely. I think he's probably the best built in his weight class. And now it's Vegas and Hentai versus Dinero and Corpo, the 2 most inexperienced men, and Idol lands on his head on the outside.
You know, in War Games, you can get beat down. I'm not saying any of these athletes would give up, but sometimes it looks like a good option. If you've been in there for 10, 20 minutes, and it's nonstop punishment, which the members of Team VIP have absorbed, the faces have changed. I mean, we'll see how committed they are. We'll see what kind of guts they have.
Absolutely will. Vegas focusing on Corpo. It's Dinero and Hentai. And there's no mistake, no error about the fourth and final member of Team VIP.
They're going after that quad now, man. They're trying to take Jimmy Vegas' legs out from under him.
And it may not be a difficult situation. Vegas rushed his recovery. Speeded through rehab.
He had to. He had to be here tonight.
1. And the next man to enter War Games, the leader of Team VIP, accompanied by Mrs. VIP Ashley, VIP Joe Rosa.
And Rosa conveniently enters the fray.
Not a lot of urgency, is there?
Not at all. One founding father eliminated, one potentially seriously hurt, and the other Hentai just barely surviving.
What is he waiting for? Why won't he get in the cage?
Again, letting the heavies do the work. Manipulated Dinero and Corpo just as he has since the faces of change revealed themselves a year ago.
This is exactly what Michael Hayes did when he was the last guy in War Games, Joe. Took his time going in there. We'll see what Rosa has to offer once he is inside the cage.
Oh, look at Hentai. Hentai fighting off Dinero and Corpo. Double roll through. Hentai creates some distance. Oh, geez. Hentai, I think, went for the knee strike. Caught in midair and planted.
I'd want Hentai on my team any day, Joe.
And now Rosa, straight from the top. Well, Rosa made his entrance count on top of Hentai. He could get him here. Rosa just beat him.
Well, his boys did the heavy lifting and he did the honors. And there's nothing wrong with that. The key is to get your opponent at a numbers disadvantage. Hentai now out, and he was having a pretty good War Games.
But again, now Vegas, who has arguably struggled the most, but in Vegas, he's got, excuse the expression, bigger balls and more heart than just about anybody in this company, but it comes a time your body will give out on you.
No question, no question. And I would never want to say he's easy pickings, but maybe 3-on-1 with a bad wheel, he's as close to it as Jimmy Vegas ever has been.
Still taking shots, fighting up from a seated position.
And they just keep hitting him in the quad. They just keep drilling that bad leg.
And there's too many of them. Just too many. Rosa on top. Corpo working on the leg.
Well, and clearly the confidence of the faces of change has grown after Hentai and Gregory have been eliminated. Now they have this. I mean, even when Bubba gets in, it's still 3-on-2.
And what condition is Bubba in? We haven't seen him in an IWC ring in years.
A hush has fallen over the crowd, Joe.
Yeah,
30 seconds.
It's looking bleak for the founding fathers. I don't mind telling you.
Well, it might be because the crowd's been drinking as well.
Look at that! Vegas! Vegas just popped up.
10.
Check out this adrenaline, this recovery.
7,
Yeah! Vegas
5,
fighting for his life.
4, 3, 2, 1. And the final entrant into War Games.
Bubba not wasting time.
Bubba, the Bulldog.
Bubba, the man that founded IWC in 2001, the original founding father, going to work.
Wow, Bubba's laying him in there, Joe.
It has been years since Bubba has been in IWC. He was here as a spectator at Proving Ground, but found himself in the mix and now finds himself legally in the match. But can Bubba carry the weight?
He's amazing. To come back and do what he's attempting to do on behalf of the promotion he founded, A+ for effort, even higher than that for guts.
But you notice the founding father shut down.
Well, Vegas is on one leg now, period. And you know, he's down. I don't know if he's out. Bubba already's had a bit of starch taken out of him. It's an uphill battle now for the founding fathers.
And it says a lot about Vegas that no one has been able to pin him or make him submit as of yet. But it may be a formality. And now Bubba, the numbers game too. Oh, well, look at this, miscue. Corpo hit Rosa.
Rosa will not be happy.
Bubba not too happy as well. Bubba with a spinning Uranagi. Corpo's out of there.
There you go. That's what they need. A 2-on-2 now, but the Bonding Fathers have 3 legs between them. It's still going to be tough.
And now maybe, just maybe, there's a chance.
Well, now Rosa really has to hold up his end of it now that it's 2-on-2. And let's see how he responds as the leader.
Rosa still has Dinero by his side. And Vegas, no fear. Him and Bubba moving right in.
Well, and now that it's 2-on-2, the faces of change can't keep 2 guys on Vegas and keep taking that leg apart.
That's true. I think if Dinero can just neutralize Vegas and leave Rosa to deal with Bubba, that may be the best strategy. But you're not gonna put Vegas anywhere he doesn't want to go.
Wow, the resilience of Vegas, who's really taken to Dinero. Well, no sooner do I say it than Dinero comes right back and puts Vegas on his back.
And Bubba with the enziguri. And again, keep in mind the experience. The first War Games match in IWC history was in 2004. The threesome on one side of the ring, Dennis Gregory, Jimmy Vegas, Bubba the Bulldog. They have a long-standing history in this match type and together.
Oh, great counter there by Rosa.
And again, it's been a long time since Bubba's back has hit that canvas. Will he be able to adjust? He's hurt.
I got to tell you, there's a lot of things I don't like about VIP Joe Rosa. First and foremost, I'm not sure how much courage he has. He puts others in harm's way. But boy, he's smart. He is very cerebral in there.
What is that, a steel chain? Rosa's come prepared. Hidden in those obnoxious white jeans of his. And the steel chain
Those
connects.
are going to come back in style.
There's a cover. And Bubba. Half a count away from Bubba out of this equation.
You don't often see a radio host kick out after getting hit with a steel chain.
And
I think Randy Bauman did it once.
If Bubba is eliminated, if Vegas is left all alone, you got to believe that it's only a matter of time.
If you were the faces of change, Joe, who would you be trying to put out? Who would you want the 2-on-1 with at the end?
Well, under normal circumstances, I'd say Jimmy Vegas, but Jimmy Vegas is no normal human being.
Well, I mean, Jimmy Vegas is the bigger, stronger guy, but he also, again, has one leg under him. Bubba's a little bit older, but then again, he's extremely motivated, and he has 2 good legs under him. I think they should, with Vegas down, I think they should isolate Bubba. That's what I would do.
Which I can't disagree with here, because Vegas, at the moment, has been disposed of. He's motionless in the corner.
Yeah, look at him hold on to that quad. Oh, and now just twisted that leg.
That's uncomfortable.
That would hurt even if he had a good quad.
Think about the injuries, the Triple H's, the Kevin Nash's over the years, how many months it took them, the arduous pain to battle back from these quad injuries. Vegas did it in half the time, if that.
Yeah, and Jimmy's carrying a lot of muscle, a lot of bulk on top. I mean, well, so did Tripp, so did Kevin, but that just emphasized how hard it is to come back. Oh! Superplex off the top.
And that could be a knockout shot. No founding fathers are moving.
I don't know, though. Rosa hit pretty hard, too. That's one problem with those moves off the top rope.
The cover. Oh, Bubba kicked out.
Bubba is truly inspirational to this point in the match, Joe. And look at Rosa. I'm not sure Rosa knows what to do.
Vegas is grabbing at Rosa. Rosa kicking away like an alligator's got him. Just desperately fighting him off to save his life. Vegas and Rosa was really the precipice, the beginning of this whole rivalry a year ago, and Vegas has always wanted to get his hands on Rosa a little bit more than the rest of the faces.
You got to give Dinero credit. He's been in there the entirety of the match, and he looks to have gotten a second win.
Wild swing by Bubba. Didn't catch all of it, though. Pile driver.
Oh, that's got to do it.
Outlawed in most of this industry, and with good reason.
See, now why isn't Rosa covering him right away?
That's a good question. Feels like he doesn't need it, maybe. No!
See, that's Rosa mugging and posturing and blowing a golden opportunity right there.
Again, he thinks he's VIP. All he cares about is himself.
You want to lead. George Patton would have moved in for the cover right away. Paul McCartney, I could name all kinds of great leaders. They cover the guy right away.
Paul McCartney would have covered him right away.
Absolutely. In wings more than Beatles.
Well, it's methodical, but it's effective right now from Team VIP. And again, Vegas barely able to move without just agony running up and down his body. Bubba practically lifeless.
Don't forget, when something like that's heard, all the pressure transfers to the adjoining joints. Adjacent, rather.
Oh, spike pile driver. What more can you do? Dinero plays spoiler. Rosa gets the cover. That time, Bubba eliminated.
The Bulldog has been eliminated.
I cringe every time I see a pile driver. I know how many guys have been hurt with that maneuver. The spike pile driver that much more reckless and endangering. And now, Jimmy Vegas on one leg. It's the, oh wait, what a...
Vegas, he doesn't have his balance, but look at this. Back suplex, almost as shades of the cha-ching slam. Vegas just pinned Dinero.
That's amazing, out of nowhere.
Oh, Vegas biding his time, perhaps. But
well, if he could pull this off on one leg, that would be classic.
Well,
it would be absolutely epic.
Vegas came out of nowhere with that, but no pun intended, was that the last stand of Jimmy Vegas? Does he have anything left?
It's a good question. People often confuse last gasp with new beginnings.
And now we end where we started, with Rosa in Vegas's face, and Vegas doing what he can to fight on.
Hey, I gotta give Dinero credit. Dinero was in there until just moments ago when he got pinned. He had a great War Games. In fact, right now he's the MVP. But Jimmy Vegas, if he pulls this off, wow.
Oh, Rosa's found a chair from ringside. Maybe in the chair the official was sitting in on the outside, and this could be the exclamation point. No, Vegas!
Uh-oh.
And Vegas has a weapon. Rosa's spine crunched. The power of Jimmy Vegas, one leg or not.
I think they want one more time, Joe.
Rosa would disagree. Out of the head. A knockout shot by Vegas.
Jimmy, pin him now. What are you waiting for?
And Rosa downstairs. Vegas has shown a Herculean-like effort to stay in this like he has.
Well, now it's desperation. That's the word to describe what will transpire from here on out, desperation.
Vegas desperate to fight, Rosa desperate to survive.
Now, you see, I always question when guys manifest their destination this way because escaping does him no good. You don't win the match by escaping.
And Vegas not going to let him. Oh, this is dangerous for everybody. Oh, cha-ching slam. God! Vegas with a cha-ching slam.
Yeah, but he got a little cha-chinged himself.
On one good leg, no way Vegas could have the balance to protect himself like he needed to. He has blocked out the pain, but rest assured, every step means agony for Vegas. And now a crossface. Vegas would love to see Rosa admit defeat. And we have a tap out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winning team of War Games, Jimmy Vegas and the Founding Fathers.
What Jimmy Vegas did, Joe, can't be done. That's incredible to come back, beating a numbers disadvantage and doing it all on one leg.
Jimmy Vegas proves his weakness. Could have also potentially been his biggest driving strength to press on. Prove the doubters, prove the critics wrong. Jimmy Vegas was ready for war, and Jimmy Vegas was the sole survivor.
Very fitting, too, that VIP Joe Rosa was in there by himself at the end and couldn't get the job done.
Couldn't depend on others. had to face the music. And Rosa waving out, help. And that's Dinero. And that's Corpo again. Now hopefully, they'll just pick up the carcass and leave.
How often does that happen?
I underscore hopefully. Vegas won, but he can't even stand at this point.
Is it just me, or do I see some dissatisfaction between the members of Joe Rosa's team?
There's some dissatisfaction. Rosa's blaming Dinero. He got eliminated. Corpo too. Oh no. They're going to finish Vegas. Vegas in no condition to fight here, but he will. I think we've seen the finish of something, but it may be the faces of change.
Joe, didn't you feel this was going to boil over sooner, not later?
We saw some warning signs. We saw some displeasure, but Dinero and Corpo for the first time standing up for themselves and being their own men.
Well, you can only treat people second rate for so long, Joe. Believe me, I do it every day.
And Vegas smiling bigger than anybody at Rosa's plan, blowing up in his own face. Dinero finishes off Rosa with his specialty. And a ceasefire between the faces of change in Vegas.
Well, the faces of change, if there even is still a faces of change now, Joe, they got to respect what Jimmy Vegas did in there. An amazing performance.
And you got to respect Dinero and Corpo being their own men, coming into their own and standing up to Joe Rosa. But you're right, an amazing effort from Jimmy Vegas as he brings the fight home for the Founding Fathers.
Well, now here in the runway, there's more friction between the faces of change.
Justin Idol back out here. Vegas last rites on VIP Joe Rosa.
Well, I gotta admit, I understand why Dinero and Corpo did what they did, but this match started with them all on the same team.
Standoff with Vegas and Idol. We do have to get Rosa out of here. We have more to come here, Caged Fury.
I think Jimmy Vegas has done his part, Joe.
And then some. Vegas exceeding all expectations.
Look at Vegas. Vegas is still drooling contempt for his opponents. He's still very mad.
Vegas, you gotta believe he can go through, in his mind at least, he can go through War Games all over again. And now time to take out the trash. Joe Rosa's empire has fallen.
Yeah, where's he going from here, Joe?
Apparently still with Justin Idol in his employ. But what will the future be for the IWC Championship? Tommy Dreamer to defend against Rhino as the Founding Fathers come out to have a celebration en masse. The IWC title in jeopardy. It could wind up in the possession of Justin Labar.
Well, we have to address Justin Labar and the creepy video he sent and the creepy grip he appears to have on so many here in IWC. We know for a fact Labar's not here, Joe.
From what we understand, he is not here. I haven't seen him all day.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of War Games, the team of Super Hentai, Bubba the Bulldog, Dennis Gregory, Jimmy Vegas. They are the Founding Fathers.
But it's great to see the Founding Fathers here, and we are just moments away. Dreamer, Rhino, IWC title up next.
Detroit, Michigan, weighing 280 pounds, the man-beast, Rhino.
Two-time former world champion and the last ever ECW World and Television Champions of record, Rhino. Another one of those individuals who's been around a long time, but still in the prime of his career, currently assaulting many innocent victims in NXT. Hey, Rhino beat former IWC champion Logan Shulo in an NXT ring, and I believe under 60 seconds earlier this year. Rhino's ready.
He's no weaker, he's no slower. Rhino is still in his prime. No doubt that this is going to be a big test for Tommy Dreamer, but it's a test he's faced many times before.
It's a test he faced this past April. Night of Superstars in Meadville, Pennsylvania. You were on hand that night as well. Dreamer barely got past Rhino. Add in the steel cage. Add in Rhino's contempt. Add in Justin Labar. Three very dangerous elements.
Well, Justin Labar says he's not here. He said it in that creepy video that we all saw. But who's representing Labar? What help does Rhino potentially have waiting in the wings? A lot of questions will be answered during this match, but hopefully the cage keeps it one-on-one.
Absolutely. That's a very hopeful goal, and we know that Rhino and Dreamer need no help taking things to the extreme. Hey, in Meadville, even the referee was on the receiving end.
Joe, remember when the cage used to be a guarantee of no interference?
Yeah.
And 70% of the time it still is, but boy, people always find a way to cheat, don't they? Maybe Tom Brady's here for Labar.
And his opponent from Yonkers, New York, weighing 275 pounds. He is the innovator of violence and the reigning, defending IWC World Heavyweight Champion, Tommy Dreamer.
What many have called the conscience of the original ECW, few people have the heart and passion and dedication to this industry than the innovator of violence, Tommy Dreamer. He has literally given his body to this industry, and still on top of his game, IWC champion after all these years later in his career.
Tommy has been beat up by this business. You put it very well. He's given his body, and after a match he looks it, but he can channel his adrenaline. His focus is beyond compare. When the bell rings, he's still in his prime, just like Rhino. This is going to be a great one.
Perhaps the most star-studded IWC Championship match in the history of the Court Time Sports Center.
And might I add, Tommy Dreamer has held a lot of titles, but he takes being IWC champion very seriously. And he takes this match very seriously. And obviously, this is a rivalry that goes back a lot of years, and it's clearly not going away anytime soon.
And the thing about Rhino is he's the type that will always go to the highest bidder for his services.
And has never made a secret of that.
Right. We've seen him as the heavy for many individuals over the years. From Steve Corino to the McMahon family to Paul Heyman to Jeff Jarrett to just about anywhere in between. But Rhino certainly has his eyes on the prize, whether it's to get the belt to Labar or to keep it for himself. Either way, you knew Rhino was coming in focused.
Well, right now the best offer's from Labar. Who's to say a better one won't come in?
You have money.
I like to keep it. Labar's a spendthrift. He'll be broke in 5 years.
Tie up center ring. I'm just still in shock that Labar was telling the truth about Rhino. We've seen him lie before. He lied about having Matt Hardy in his employ. But
any update on Plummer after the attack by Rhino?
I have heard nothing. Unfortunately, I've been out here, I've been at my merchandise table. I haven't been able to get any kind of a word to the back. We have not seen Plummer here all evening since then. Gotta hope he'll be okay, just shaking up.
Now, if you're a Dreamer, do you want to go power on power with Rhino?
I don't think so. I think Dreamer has to do his namesake. He has to innovate some offense.
You know what thing about Dreamer, though? When Dreamer absorbs punishment, it's like he absorbs energy. He has that weird kind of vibe where the more he gets beat on, the more he has to give back. I've never seen a competitor like him, and I don't say that lightly.
Dreamer tries to make Rhino the first in this match to taste the steel. Rhino reciprocates.
You know who did that spot really good? The hands on the cage, don't get hit for a while? Ric Flair, Ronnie Garvin. That used to be great when they would do that. And eventually Rick bled like a stuck pig.
Of course. How important of an advantage is it to make sure your opponent hits the steel first?
I don't know, it depends on the damage done. The way this cage is built, there's a lot of bars to run somebody into, so the potential for more damage is there.
Dreamer throwing the fisticuffs, can't get Rhino over with the hip lock. Oh, went for a little flip-flop and fly, but Rhino not here to be amused.
There you go. Putting some hard times on Rhino, baby.
Oh, we clubbering here in IWC. But can Dreamer, Dreamer. Rhino out of the way quickly. Dreamer, I'm not sure if he hit the post or the cage.
Do you think we underestimate Dreamer's power? He is not a small guy. He's not a weak guy. He's a well-built guy. It's just that anybody next to Rhino who just so powerful, so much explosion in the way he does things, Joe.
And Rhino built so low to the ground, it's so difficult to move Rhino anywhere he doesn't want to go. Rhino about 275 pounds. Dreamer probably hovering around 260.
He has Dreamer. Boy, once you get against that cage, just like MMA, there's no way out, and it's very uncomfortable. I mean, there's just no place to go. Dreamer hit the cage first. There you go, Joe.
Yeah. And Rhino following up, just raking the face across the steel bars.
Who built this cage, Joe?
I don't know who built it. This is the IWC trademark cage we see every year.
You know, it's taller than most, which affects things. It affects moves from the top, it affects escape, or it affects interference. And I personally like it. It's at least 3 to 4 feet taller than most cages.
And it's not your a typical seamless $1 million cage. There are steel edges that can catch you and slice you and open you up.
That's part of the fun.
Dreamer not in a fun way right now. Struggling to get back in the ring, create that distance between himself and the steel.
The longer this match goes, the more I think it favors Dreamer. Do you agree?
I would agree with that, especially with the resiliency Dreamer possesses. But one thing about Rhino is he enjoys inflicting punishment.
You know, oh, wow. Kind of won after that, boy. I thought Dreamer might be done.
And I think it's a smart move for Rhino to go to these frequent covers, one count or not. It's going to take a lot of energy for Dreamer to muscle 275 off his own body.
You know, Joe, it says about, well, choke there. It says a lot about Labar's influence. They keep looking around to wonder what help Rhino might have available.
Well, we know Wardlow is in attendance, another member of Team Labar. We saw him earlier against Jimmy Nuts. We have not seen the other member of Team Labar, Bill Collier, but that doesn't mean anything necessarily.
What a win by Jimmy Nuts, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Another man coming back off a grievous injury, and boy, he looked really good out there.
Yeah, great to see Jimmy Nuts. I mentioned earlier my vote for most improved of 2015.
Oh, no question. No question. Right on the money there, Joe.
And again, we are seeing such a different Rhino than we saw back in Meadville. Slower, more methodical, more intense.
Very deliberate. I mean that in a good way.
But Rhino misses the headbutt.
See, I'm not sure he needs to be doing that. I'm not sure that's an effective part of his repertoire. He needs to ground and pound.
Yeah. Think maybe that was a Justin Labar suggestion?
It didn't work, so maybe.
Labar loves those style points, loves to show off, loves to embarrass those that he feels has done him wrong, and certainly Dreamer at the top of that list.
Yeah, but I think it all comes back to the IWC title, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Labar wants it, Rhino wants it, heck, everybody wants it.
The most coveted prize in IWC.
That's just not family friendly, Joe.
And wait a second, speaking of Team Labar, we got some company out here. That's Wardlow.
And he's carrying a garbage can, a chair, all sorts of plunder.
Yeah, not empty-handed. The distraction. Dreamer diverted his attention, and Rhino able to capitalize.
I hope he doesn't think that throwing that stuff in there will help Rhino and only Rhino.
That's a great point as well. And Wardlow is holding a Singapore cane, maybe the same cane we saw Dreamer run out with earlier to save Plummer from Rhino. And now Wardlow passing in these objects. The official trying to keep control here, but easier said than done. Cage match supposed to keep these objects out of here. Oh, come on. Much like in Meadville, the official an innocent victim.
Well, now it's a cage match. Are there DQs? I mean, what happens here?
Well, I don't think we're going to see a disqualification, but we do.
No, not in an IWC title match. I don't think so either.
We do need a winner, and that gentleman laying unconscious is supposed to be the guy to give us one.
Well, can't we try another referee out here? Joe, get up there.
Well, I'm staying right here, thank you.
Yeah, I'm not going to ref either. Good idea. The ref appears badly hurt.
Well, yeah. I mean, look what happened to Plummer when he got clotheslined earlier. And now one for Dreamer. And Rhino better have a plan B if he wants to win the IWC title.
Right, he's punishing Dreamer, but how's he win the title now? There's no one there to count a
wait a
pin.
minute.
There's no one.
Rhino measuring for the gore. And Dreamer, the back of Dreamer's going to go right into that chair. No! Dreamer sidesteps. Roll up. We need the law. No official, thanks to Rhino.
The proverbial visual 3 count, Joe.
And here comes Wardlow. Oh. And now it's 2-on-1. Still, Labar's influence felt.
Well, and with Justin Plummer hurt earlier by Rhino, there's not exactly a problem solver in the house, is there?
That's true. That's only going to add confusion to this.
And no one is concerned at all about the referee, Joe. And I'll be honest, neither am I.
Well, as much as I appreciate our official, right now I'm worried about the IWC title. Oh, Rhino hit Wardlow. Dreamer with a DDT. The second time this should be over. Here comes the second official. Got him, though.
I think had the referee been there right after the DDT, he would have got the win, but now the match goes on.
And again, the confusion in the back, no authority to take charge.
Let's at least get Wardlow out of there.
I think Dreamer's got the same idea. Singapore cane to the back. Oh, Rhino escapes. Gore! Rhino connects with a gore. Oh, no. Oh, we got a new champion.
I am stunned. Rhino's the new IWC champion.
Labar did it. Rhino now what? Lights are out at court time. We have a new IWC champion. Who is this, Labar? That ain't Labar. That's John McChesney! Big League is back! Oh, McChesney was ostracized from IWC by Labar months ago. He couldn't sit idly by and let this happen.
And he threw a super kick party. And everybody was invited. Where's this go from here, Joe?
McChesney is holding Rhino's title.
How dare you have Caged Fury without IWC's King of the Cage, Big League, John McChesney! IWC, I'm home! And you know you can consider me the #1 contender to the title that I've always owned, the IWC World Heavyweight Championship. I am back.
Justin Labar better enjoy his celebration while he can. Not just Jimmy Nuts earlier, but John McChesney as well. Two of Labar's chief rivals, the biggest pains in his neck, have already laid claim to top contendership to Labar and Rhino's IWC title.
If anybody is a good bet to throw a monkey wrench into Labar's twisted plans, it is indeed Big League John McChesney.
Rhino is the champion. Labar has all the power, but what the hell is he going to have to do to keep it? Nuts, McChesney, and an entire IWC roster gunning for the title.